Okay, guys, so now we want to change this suggested jobs into, instead of how we had it where like it was matches and it's pulling from their data, we actually want to save this into our users' information. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our models in our profiles just to kind of look real quick. So remember that we have this job class. So this is giving us individual data for one specific user and their job. Now, granted, the data is based off of what a user is putting, but it is unique. So we can assign that data to other users as well. And the way we're going to do that is through our matches application. So open that up and let's put in a new one here, class JobMatch and models.model. And we have two users that are going to be associated with this, but we only really need one user as far as this match is concerned. So we'll do user equals models.foreign key and user, and then we want to do job equals models.foreign key and job. And for now, we'll just say null equals true, blank equals true. Of course, we need to import this, so let's go back up. And that, we just looked at it. It's on our profiles app, so it's in here. So let's make sure we're doing that import. So from profiles.models import job. All right, oops. Scroll down. Okay, there we go. So now we have our user and our job. So this is providing that actual match, and we'll see when we make an algorithm for this as to how this is all going to work, and it's not going to be the user who owns the job is associated to the job. And then we're going to do show models.boolean field default equals true. So if it's show, that's essentially, we could say that they agree that this is a good one, something like that. But for now, let's just leave it as show, and then we will revert to not show if they want to hide that specific job or get rid of it as a bad match. And then we're going to define the Unicode here, and we'll return self.job.position. All right, so now let's do a schema migration. We'll do Python manage.py schema migration, and it is under matches auto, and then Python manage.py migrate matches. Cool. And so let's jump into our matching algorithm and just kind of remember what's going on. So we award a certain amount of points to any given user, and then we get that percentage, if you remember this from before. So, and we use that in our views for when we look at that specific user. So that's the match percentage. That's where we're doing it. Of course, at some point we will change the way this works, but for now, we're going to leave it with anytime you look at a single user. So if it's a good match, now this is a match object. So if we go into our matches models, remember this match manager. So it's similar to like having a function, but it's a function that's associated specifically to this model. So if it's a good match, it's going to return true. If it's a bad match, we're going to return nothing. So it's going to return false. So back into our views, if that's a good match, then we want to associate the jobs with that match. So if set match good match. So basically, if that's true, that is the same thing as saying if it's equal to true. Because if it's not that, then it's going to be false. Then we want to actually associate that job. So let's make sure that we have our job here. So it's job match. So we're going to want to import it from matches. So we already import match from matches. So all we need to do is import job match. So we will do single user jobs equals to jobs, job.objects, filter, and user equals to single user. So this is getting the user that we are at, like it's getting their job information on that specific page that we're looking at. That will pull all that stuff. So if the length of single user jobs is greater than 1, or greater than 0, then we'll do an iteration where we'll do for job in single user jobs. This is now going to iterate through each version of the job, so we want to make sure that we're using the same thing here. I noticed the spelling error there. Then we want to make that association. So job match equals job match user equals request.user and job equals to job. And then we can do print job match and job match.save. Okay, so let's look at this again. We actually want to change this right here. We want to do match, job match to created. We want to do a get or create. So objects get or create, because we don't want to actually have an instance every single time it goes to that. I mean, what we did before, it would just create one every time. This one gets or creates it as it happens, not creates it every time. Okay, so this will save certain job matches to us. So let's just go check it out. Let's see, make sure your server is running. All right, so it looks like 007 is a good match, so that's James Bond. So we'll look at him, and then secret agent, that's Ethan Hunt. I just know these things, so because I put them in. So now if we go back into our terminal, we'll see the matches. So match, it says secret agent, and then matched, it says VP of sales 007. Okay, so why is it printing those information? Again, we said print here, and then in our matching algorithm, we said to print the match, and then in our model or model manager for matches, we said if it's a good match, print that it's matched, otherwise print that it's not matched. Okay, so then if we go to, let's say, like Steve Jobs, I think, yeah, his match percentage was pretty bad, so it just says not matched. So now it doesn't actually give that suggestion to me. And again, this is going off of the questions. So if we improve the questions, if I give more answers, then I will get better job suggestions, which is pretty cool. So one more thing, I just want to make sure that all these matches are coming through. So I want to actually add the job match into the admin. So let's go into the admin and add that job match. And I'm just going to copy this and change a few things. Job. And list display, I'll just do, we'll do user and job. How about that? User and, well, we can actually do user and Unicode, or we'll just do job. Okay, so save that. Looks like everything's looking good. Go into the admin, and we have job matches, and there we go. So the user is matched to these jobs now, which is pretty cool. So we could also go back into our template file under profiles. So now we want to iterate through the job matches. So these, going back into all, we'll go to for request, or for, let's say, ABC in request user dot job match dot all, set dot all. Then we're going to iterate through the job. So we can actually delete those and keep that one for loop. And then we'll go back into our live version, and what we see is @in. So this is a call issue. So ABC is the actual item. So we'll do abc.job.position.all. And of course, that could be anything as far as the way you name that. And if we do a refresh, it'll show it. And again, this is not the job model, rather it's the this right here. It's the query that we're using is just that. So if that was also, if that was like a person's job, if that was the name of it, we would copy that and change all of these to that. But of course, that's not the case, and I don't recommend that you do that. It's just a lot easier and cleaner if we just leave it like that. So now it actually shows us our suggested jobs. One more thing we would want to do is if abc.show. So if show is there, then show the job, otherwise do not. So let's just test that real quick by going into admin, and let's not show this retail clerk one. Save that. There it goes. It's gone. And all the other ones are shown. Now, of course, we need to make some type of form to actually make that happen. So we'll do that in the next one. See that?